Brazil. Two of the more popular ADs from their respective regions. Sneaky, a pretty good-looking Worlds performance and a good few games here today at brTT. I can't stop Sneaky from doing what he does, so we'll see what happens here. Does have Comet. Jhin doesn't have Flash, so didn't completely run back the Summoner's Rune page and Summoner's spells. brTT with a heal and both with a barrier, so some minor differences there.
Yeah, and playing Airy as well for brTT is definitely a popular mastery there on the Draven. And just to see how Sneaky wants to actually play this.
No, this is not the way. brTT.
Run for the hills.
Yep. Cannot win auto attack trades versus Draven at level 1 unless they hold S.
Also not at level 2 or level 3 or level 4 and keep on counting. You're not going to win those auto attack trades, but you do have the spells, you do have the poke. If you can set something up, if you can poke him down before you go in, then obviously you do have the ability. Your short trades can also be very powerful with the fourth shot. If you can hit things like 4-shot Q combos, that can be a way to win. I do think that Sneaky's going to have to kind of play it somewhat intelligently. brTT certainly can look to get aggressive and just try to smash Sneaky in a straight-up fight, whereas I think Sneaky needs to kind of try to avoid his opponent, look for short trades, try to be clever about it.
Yep, see brTT already spinning those axes though. Sneaky though, meeting away pretty early and trying to keep his distance here. Does not want to get an auto range of the Draven if he can help it, but a little bit of bouncing grenades. Actually gets the first wave down early.
And Sneaky is up 1 CS there after the first wave, but looking for the fourth trade, but he has to be careful. So he gets the move speed with that fourth auto and then really needs to kind of back up because the continued extended trades are always going to go to brTT as long as he has an axe, as long as he is continuing that. One thing though going for Sneaky is in the short term, the longsword 3-pot start is going to be much more effective because it takes so long for Doran's Blade to actually be able to heal you up. With that life steal. You know, it's kind of a longer term thing, but he has 4 shot.
Really nice route actually from Sneaky.
Gets the summoner as well there. You know, brTT getting pretty scared because he did hit the full spell combo, the Q bounce, the W route, and he has 4th shot, so he can really threaten to finish him off there. Getting a big summoner advantage like that early on, already things looking pretty good for Sneaky.
Ooh, steal the relic, no, the other side. brTT getting some damage back as well.
Sneaky will be able to retreat to his own health relic, but perhaps wants to maintain the farm advantage, wants to push this in. And because the wave is so heavily in Sneaky's favor right now, brTT kind of has to back up. He cannot posture aggressively because that wave is enormous, and you really cannot afford to try to trade into it.
No, must respect means we've seen that be very relevant today already.
Yeah.
No 1v1 tournament. Sneaky again, just kind of holding out. Can kind of go back to the relic almost any time you have to think. So he's going to get some harass back down. Nice Comet there. Root doesn't connect, but the damage is there, which is still relevant.
Yeah, it doesn't get the auto, so can't actually trigger the root, but he hit his Q, he hits the Comet, he hits his W. That's the way he's going to need to play it. It has to be more about the poke, about the abilities, not the straight-up auto trades, short trades, trades from distance. He is out of the 3 pots now, though. You know, maybe could have actually saved a potion and gone back and grabbed that relic earlier because it looked like he pretty much just got mana from that, but still does have the summoner advantage. And you hit another Comet or two, brTT's going to have to go back to base.
There's that Comet Sneaky looking for it, but doesn't quite get there. Looks like he'll recall back to bases. We'll have a reset here. We can check in with the runes though. Have a fun fact for everyone. They are almost exactly the same. Manifold Band, Celerity, Scorch, Iron Skin, and Second Wind, with the Keystone being the only difference, which you can see on your screen. So I think if we're talking about 80 carries in 1v1 in this tournament, these are masteries I'm expecting to see a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think this would be the standard Manifold Band, allowing you to get more poke out, Celerity for the move speed, Scorch is good in those short trades, and you know, Comet versus Area is just more of a champion-based thing. Iron Skin and Second Wind going to be very, very effective in those 1v1s. The flat armor as well as the HP regen there, always going to be good. And grabbing a cloth armor actually there for Sneaky, so perhaps you know, just kind of valuing that armor. Maybe we have seen some players rushing lethality in a couple of these games, so maybe try to preempt a little bit of that. But either way, it's going to be an effective buy, and does have a Doran's Blade to his name here also.
Yep, a bit more defensive there for Sneaky, but brTT also filled up those Dorans and consumables, so should be okay. Level 6 for Draven, probably not too relevant apart from the stats.
Yeah, definitely a better buy though for Sneaky.
Yep.
And I mean, the level 6-4 Draven can be very powerful in an all-in, right? If you actually hit both parts of your ultimate, if you can get the pass-through and pull it back, like that is a massive amount of damage. And likewise, for Jhin, if you can poke someone out, you can threaten the kill simply with your ultimate, or alternatively, try to use it to poke out your opponent to try to get potions. which could be a little bit tough when you have 4 and 5 respectively, but still, options on the table.
Curious to see if Sneaky can get the push, if he just kind of moves back, uses the ultimate, as harasses brTT while he's trying to hit a couple minions, so damage here as well from the Draven. Sneaky trying to trade back, but as expected, Draven winning those trades. Good route though, here's the ultimate. Runs back out of the cone. Sneaky gonna need to stop firing away. Actually, base takes one extra shot. That's not gonna be it as Sneaky gets awfully low.
Oh, Sneaky needed to cancel that ult. brTT was out of there and he kept on shooting. Not the best angle chosen. Barrier still available. That's both summoners down for brTT, but Sneaky has to go back to base here. Had he aimed that ultimate better, that could have perhaps been a kill, or at least more forced out, more of an advantage there for brTT, but misjudged the angle, perhaps thought he could catch him right on the very edge, because Jhin ultimate does kind of cheat a little bit with that. You can kind of hit people that look just barely outside of the angle sometimes, and either way, still does have the summoner advantage, goes back to base. Is going to be down on farm now, so he's kind of in the position where unless you can get control of the minion wave, you need to now look for a kill.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, lost control of the wave. Takes that relic. Didn't get too much back from it there. There is one up from brTT, but Sneaky doesn't exactly know where he is. So he's going to get even back up a little bit more. Sneaky doing the smart thing and trying to deny maybe one or two minions here.
Well, he can actually deny quite a few, because that's a cannon wave to a no cannon wave. So almost his entire wave is probably going to actually get denied there. It's 5 minions so far that brTT has lost. So just pretty smart minion control there from Sneaky. Actually evens up quite a lot of it. He did not move forward and actually get the health relic though. So if they start trading, brTT can kind of retreat back to that health relic.
Sneaky again getting the push back out, trying to farm it out. brTT getting aggressive though. Turns it back on, forcing the barrier out of Sneaky. Sneaky now ulti. brTT runs back towards the relic.
And the heal has now come back up for brTT because he popped that very early, so Sneaky may not be knowing that. Heal is going to be expended offensively there. Potions being popped, but so much more sustain now on brTT.
You love what brTT is doing, just getting
he's
aggressive
looking for
again.
it.
Ultimate lets it go. Sneaky dodge out of the other end of it.
Yeah, I mean, Sneaky probably has to go back to base. He almost has his ultimate, and brTT is low on mana, so perhaps that is why he feels like he could stay around. Both of them back to no summoners again. The exhaust is going to be up relatively soon, but he's going to look for the ult.
It's a great vantage point for the ulti, but Blood Rush there, going to hold on, misses that third shot. Fourth does connect. Not too much damage though.
Yeah, the health pack came back. He has 4th shot, so there is some threat moving forward. Very, very close game so far. If brTT can continue to pick up these minions, it'll stay pretty even, but he's looking for the all-in on Sneaky.
Yep, wants to go in for it. Draven's W is so powerful in these situations. If he can keep catching axes and resetting it. Sneaky knows he just has to play so safe here.
Yeah, I mean, brTT has 3
Oh,
potions.
what a block!
He has Vamp. He has double Thorin, so there's so much more lifesteal. Sneaky has to leave. Like, you cannot actually maintain control from this point. The buy will be pretty interesting here for Sneaky, so he is going to go straight tabbies. Not looking for lethality.
Nope.
He's trying to just have more kind of power in the 1v1 trades, and also having the move speed advantage is going to be pretty big, because you can retreat away from that blood rush and also choose where you're going to kind of chase down on your opponent more easily.
Yeah, pretty clear signal though for Sneaky. I want to farm this out and play defensive, at least for now. brTT, they're going to get his recall in. Sneaky clears out these minions. Nice job there, getting, I think, all of them.
And while it is certainly a defensive buy, the move speed can be used pretty aggressively, right? Because that in combination with Celerity, you're also getting additional move speed on the boots because you have percentage move speed from that. So if you can actually, get that 4th shot and get it out before the retaliation comes in from Draven, that can kind of give you an offensive advantage. And, in these extended trades, tabbies are extremely effective, but he certainly does not have the offensive power there, so you're not looking for as devastating of an ultimate if you got something like a little bit of lethality.
Yeah, the nice thing here is this is a very close game still. Well, mounting up towards the 90 CS count.
Sneaky has the minion advantage here.
Ooh, tries to get the root down for a bit of extra damage. I can't find it. brTT going to turn it back on. Exhaust is down there for Sneaky. The minions still just letting go under brTT. Running out of time here, and minions for brTT as well. Sneaky almost has ulti also.
Yep, Sneaky does. brTT does have his available though, so if Sneaky is low on health, you have to be careful. He can get the double master. He's going for the all-in
Maybe
here.
Too far forward. Barrier almost coming up for Sneaky. Doesn't have it yet though. brTT going back in for it. Damage is good. Health will extend. Still, ultimate's good. Sneaky parallels it. No kill for brTT, but that might give him wave control back. That's all he needs.
Yep, thankfully for Sneaky, the wave is pushing to him, so this cannot be a freeze really right now. the wave should build up and push back. We'll see, because the cannon coming in from Sneaky, it should equalize. Definitely expecting brTT to be at an advantage as Sneaky gets back to the lane, but double Doran's Blade, some long swords, and this one going to be really, really close. We'll see if either player gets kind of nervous and tries to go for an all-in, thinking they're going to lose on farm, because this is pretty much dead even right now, but that's a big wave pushing towards Sneaky right now.
That W missed a minion. That's almost heartbreak there for Sneaky. We're getting so close as brTT just need to kill a few more minions.
I think he's got it.
Looking for the crib. He is going to grab it. 1 CS difference. brTT takes the win on farm.
100 to 99 there, and brTT just able to outlast Sneaky in this.
That block from brTT and that missed W that barely didn't kill that creep could have been the difference in that 1v1. So close between two great AD carry players, but Sneaky, for all the chuckles and all the goofiness, is going to fall down to brTT with a really solid Draven performance.
Yeah, definitely a really close game there. Both of them kind of bringing out some fun picks. Sneaky well known for the Jhin. brTT definitely a great Draven player. And they agree to go with that matchup, and I mean, this one was really close. 2 CS advantage at this point, but Sneaky with the Q, trying to pick up a couple more, but brTT just a little bit ahead. The reload there for Sneaky. The last auto was actually in the air to kill the cannon.
Grenade was bouncing as well. That was so close to Sneaky. He knows it. brTT's like, oh, I won also.
Wait, did you win?
No one knows whose things explode into porous, but that's the only way to tell who.
Yep.
All right, well, that was a fun way to end our 1v1s for today. brTT moving on versus Sneaky. I'm actually really happy with the amount of variety we got today. I think a lot of what we expected to see, aggressive, kind of laning-oriented runes, is certainly what we you would think moving into this sort of event, but lots of different champions, a couple different secondary choices in particular, I think are the two highlights of what we learned today about 1v1.
Yeah, and I mean, we actually saw some of the all-in stuff being pretty effective. We did see a Pantheon win there for Jisoo over Power of Evil. We did see the Draven win as well for brTT. So definitely some exciting ones in day one. And I'm pretty interested to actually see what people are going to kind of bring out in the second days. You know, we already have some of the second round matchups that are going to be set up. Still some of the first round matchups to be played. We have 2 more that are going to be tomorrow, I do believe. That is Prey versus Sword Art, so the last remaining support, and then Reckless versus Zeidnot, another couple AD carries. But we're also going to have Bjergsen versus Faker. We are going to have Jisoo versus Mako, and it will be Uzi versus brTT. So another AD carry matchup, which would be pretty exciting.
Uzi might just slay all the AD carries on his way to another final, and perhaps another championship win for him in the 1v1. I will say as well, I'm not a believer in Jhin, but Sneaky made it very close. That actually looked quite good, and I think demonstrating that individual knowledge and champion mastery can also go a long way.
Yeah, it certainly can, and people love to see the signature picks coming out. It is All-Stars. People want to see them have some fun.
Certainly do, but to hear from one of the pros who came out on top, let's send it over to Frick and the victorious LPL support.
Thank you very much, Pastry. Great cast in the day. I'm joined by Mako, both Edward Gaming's and Team China's support here. First off, I want to talk to you about the 1v1 tournament. You had a great win earlier today. Up next, you will face against Jisoo. How do you feel about that?
首先想问一下你单挑赛，那么你刚刚取得了胜利，然后你接下来将打居属，你觉得接下来比赛会怎么样？
基础刚刚我也看了一点他的比赛吧，我觉得他也是一个就是很有拼劲的选手，对，然后辅助打这个 solo 赛确实就是很少见，然后也让对手摸不透吧，我觉得。
So he think Jisoo is actually a pretty ballsy player. He goes in and he think it's gonna be very interesting about this 1v1. He doesn't know what's gonna come up next.
Definitely going to be exciting. I want to talk to you about supports playing in the 1v1 because almost nothing you play is in your champion pool. They're all a bit new to you. Do you think that's a disadvantage or is that okay?
那么因为你是辅助选手嘛，那辅助选手的英雄池可能对1v1不是特别的适用，那你怎么看待这个问题？
确实就是有一些辅助选手的话，就是偶尔只玩辅助吧。但是我的话，我打 rank 的话，就是什么位置我都比较喜欢玩吧，不只是偶尔玩辅助，对。所以说就是很多英雄我都能掌控。
So actually, yeah. So for support players, they mostly play support champion, which is not good for 1v1. But he think that he plays a lot of other champion in solo queue, that he likes to try different stuff. So he's feeling fine about it.
Well, I'm glad you're comfortable. I want to move on to the Summoner's Rift games. Of course, Team China so far undefeated. And we saw you be very excellent at Rift Rivals, taking down Korea, for example, unfortunately falling short at Worlds. Is this another shot at revenge? Is All-Stars another shot at revenge to take down Korea and win another international tournament?
那么因为我们看到亚洲对抗赛的时候，我们有LPL 有机会击败韩国，那么在世界赛又就很遗憾的输给了韩国。那么这次在全明星，你有没有觉得自己有机会去赢得韩国呢？在复仇呢？
就我觉得我们来到全明星的话，肯定就是想要不像之前世界赛一样吧，对，就是还是要战胜韩国队是最好的。
So they're pretty determined to come here and to win this entire tournament. They will try their best to beat over LCK.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on your wins so far. Good luck tomorrow. And to break down the day, let's send it over to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Freak. Mako, just one of the 6 members here who succeeded and became victorious today in the 1v1 tournament. Ultra exciting. I know right off the top, Kobe, one of the things that jumped out to you was just the diversity in champions that we're seeing across the board here picked up in these 1v1.
Yeah, after last year where everybody had kind of latched on to the IWC meta that had already developed in the previous 1v1 tournament. So everyone was playing, these AD carries and Caitlyn and every single time. Today was so refreshing. We only had the Varus repeat one time, single repeat champion there, and everybody else was really stepping out. It started off with this one, Faker really taking it to him.
And the unique champions is so cool for day one. I do cast my mind to last year though and remember that eventually it was Grasp Orianna versus Grasp Orianna. There was eventually a prototype pick that people didn't really seem to know how to beat. We haven't seen that yet. We've gotten a taste. Definitely feels like the AD carries are on the strongest side.
And while I do agree that there's a ton of unique champions and it's very refreshing to watch, we are seeing kind of a dominating style though, where it's like minion control and poke.
Sure.
We've only seen 2 all-ins, and that was Bjergsen Syndra as well as the Pantheon that took down Power of Evil, but otherwise it has been the same old get wave control, just poke someone out.
That was perhaps the most exciting matchup there, getting the kill under turret with just a couple health remaining, but that was that Orianna you're talking about. That's been the most interesting thing for me is comparing previous year's champion choices to what's coming out already. We did see the AP Nasus. We are seeing some of the AD carries still ever present. My next question would be, what haven't we seen that can kind of break that?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing to me, to Frost's point here, where she's talking about minion control and most of the strategies revolving around that, is that minion control on this map is different than Summoner's Rift.
Yeah.
And so we've seen these pros, struggling with it, even solo laners. So not only the CSing under turret, but also they didn't talk about the desync cannon minion waves, and just all the rules for minions are actually different. And they're adjusting to kind of controlling those variances.
And extending your point, think again, what changed in Runes Reforged? It is things like mana flow ban. There is a bit more mana, a bit more poke available with the change in runes, and that does mean that focusing on the minion waves, getting to 100 CS, may actually be the optimal strategy, which means longer game.
And then, of course, the final matchup coming down to a 1 minion differential, while the auto attack is in the air. 199 brTT coming out on top there. Kobe, it was already mentioned, 11 unique champions. Varus, the only one repeated of the 12 picks within this 1v1 tournament. But you're talking about that meta refining itself over the days. We still have plenty of 1v1s ahead of us with minion control in mind, with the new Runes Reforged in mind. Is there something we haven't seen yet that could just come through and stomp? I mean, hey, we got 80 carries on the table. Where are the Teemos? Where are the,
no
come
Teemos,
on. Why not?
You can't control the lane with Teemo. Come on now.
What? If you get bush control, you are a monster.
See?
I still surprised.
If you just run in and you just start.
We haven't seen Kennen.
I'm gonna win.
Kennen was super dominant last year, and Kennen was a huge laner.
See, I'm actually going to throw all of that out the window.
Kobe's actually thinking on the desk right now. The rest of us, I don't know what we're doing, but sorry.
I'm going to throw it out the window. I think it was the GPL All-Star event 1v1s. They were playing the Tom Kench, and they got the cute little rune where you gobble them up, and then you quickly dash back to your... Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to see the cheese.
Bring them into your turret.
Really
yeah.
easy.
Oh, I would love to see
round.
that. That would catch me so off guard. Anyway, with 6 victorious All-Stars, let's go and take a look at who remains in the 1v1 bracket. Tomorrow, we've got Bjergsen challenging Faker on the Howling Abyss, and then Uzi defends his title against another ADC player in brTT. Those are the 2 big ones that jump out at me. The defending champ against another ADC who just took down Sneaky, and then those 2 mid-laner, powerhouse mid-laners, from across the globe meeting here in this next round.
And I know that Prey and Reckless, Sword Art, and Zeitnot have not gotten to play, but I think about the possible Prey Reckless 1v1 that we might have. I want that.
Prey Reckless and Faker Bjergsen in one tournament. That's just in the early rounds still.
What, if you consider that too, right? Because Uzi and brTT are on the other side of that. So the winner of Prey Reckless would play the winner of brTT and Uzi. You could have a totally 80 carry dominated side of the bracket, and then one of them meets Faker or Bjergsen in the final.
Actually scripted.
Actually scripted. Who's responsible for that? Step forward. Anyway, if we turn our attention towards the 5v5 tournament, Group A has LMS at the top, while the Chinese All-Star team ends the day in first for Group B. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum from today with our games tomorrow. Things kick off with the EU All-Stars versus the pros voted in by the Turkish fans, followed by the Dream Team from NA versus the representatives from Southeast Asia, with the round robin playing out throughout the day. We got our first look at those 5v5s today. Obviously, the LMS looking great over in Group A, kind of knocking LCK down a peg. For China, full control of Group B, but they did have that close early game against NA. How are we feeling about these groups? I mean, we end the group stage tomorrow.
And it's a simple fact. LMS has Group A in their grasp. They choose their own destiny. They play against EU. They win. They're guaranteed first place. And a potential mouth-watering best-of-3 between China versus Korea. It won't be the best-of-5 final like a lot of people thought. It could actually be a semi-final.
And there's also the revenge of China versus Brazil. It wasn't so long ago that Brazil came in and knocked EDG off their big peg. And yes, you look at the GPL, it's not the GPL lineup that we expected. So maybe that roster comes in as the weakest in the group. So you can never discount Brazil, especially after the little voice in Mako's head, like, it can happen again.
Kobe, it's like a weirdly unforgiving environment here at All-Stars, right? You know, it is a lighthearted and fun celebratory event. But it's single round robin, and then boom, you're out if you're not at the top 2 of the group. And so there's actually a whole lot riding on this group stage as compared to some other international group stages that we get to watch.
I love that because one of the biggest things we always ask of stars is the clutch factor.
Right.
You need to perform under pressure. So here you go, 2 days.
There you go. That's all you get. 3 games, either show up or go home. There it is. For myself, the cast of the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more All-Star action. Good night.